What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Maverick Raven coming at you with another one. And see, let's be honest, guys. If you tend to be a conservative, anytime you say something is foul or something isn't right, something that doesn't add up, or maybe there's a biases going on, you're gonna be called a conspiracy theorist. It's just gonna happen. It's just the cost of doing business as a conservative. But see, here we've got a reporter who's a veteran NPR reporter, and he's calling out NPR for basically becoming a far left, propaganda machine. It says veteran NPR reporter blasts outlet for being dominated by far left activists who tell readers what to think. Man's name is Yuri Berliner, and he explained that everything changed with the election of Donald Trump. Longtime National Public Radio reporter Yuri Berliner has revealed in detail how the broadcaster went from being a respected American institution to an out of control ship fueled by ideology and steered by far left activists. In an article for the Free Press, titled "I've been at NPR for 25 years. Here's how we lost America's trust," Berliner broke down what went wrong. He began by noting that since it was founded in 1970, NPR has been able to capture the hearts and minds of Americans from all backgrounds, political persuasions, and walks of life. Even in 2011, the audience still bore a resemblance to America at large. I gotta tell you, man, I haven't trusted NPR for a long time. That all changed, he explained, with the election of Donald Trump, when what began as tough, straightforward coverage of a belligerent, truth-impaired president veered towards efforts to damage or topple Trump's presidency. So obviously, this guy's got a left-wing bent anyways, because he's calling Donald Trump a belligerent, truth-impaired president, so he's got his own bias. But he's there telling you that NPR was even worse. Says Berliner recalled how his colleagues pounced on every opportunity to paint Trump in a negative light and protect his Democratic opponent, from relentlessly pushing the Russiagate hoax and failing to admit, following the release of the Mueller report, that they had got it wrong, choosing to not pursue the Hunter Biden laptop story. So they knew about the story, a story that many people said would have altered their voting at the end of the day, and NPR was just another one of the outlets that chose to not report on the Hunter Biden laptop from hell story. And these are the things that happen, you know. My conspiracy theories are all coming true. I need new ones, like the shirt says. This trend away from straight news towards political pandering, Berliner continued, was on full display in NPR's coverage of George Floyd's death in 2020, when instead of trying to suss out whether America really was systematically racist, now former CEO John Lansing essentially told staff they were to take it as a given that it was. Race and identity became paramount in nearly every aspect of the workplace, Berliner lamented, noting that journalists were required to ask everyone we interviewed their race, gender, and ethnicity, among other questions, and had to enter it in a centralized tracking system, and that everyone was given unconscious bias training sessions. Basically, a victim Olympics. Who's got it worse, blah, blah, blah. It's all bullshit. Diversity, equity, and inclusion staff, DEI again, grew in number, and before long, identity politics began to reign supreme in the newsroom, and activists, not experts, called the shots when it came to language, story angle, and other important aspects of reporting. Berliner maintained, however, that despite its slide into partisan programming, defunding the public broadcaster was not the answer. Change, he argued, could only come from within. If you don't want to change, you're not going to change. And that's the problem. That's what we need to be honest about here, okay? This guy's obviously got his own bias going on, and it's clear because he sometimes something is so broken that it can't be fixed, you guys. And NPR is obvious of that. Despite our missteps at NPR, he concluded, defunding isn't the answer. Of course it isn't. As the country becomes more fractured, there's still a need for a public institution where stories are told and viewpoints exchanged in good faith. Defunding, as a rebuke from Congress, wouldn't change the journalism at NPR. That needs to come from within. He expressed hope that the new CEO, Catherine Marr, could right the ship and get it back on course. Yeah, don't hold your breath. Guys, These places, they don't care about you. They want to tell you what to think. They want to control you. They want power over you. Don't let that happen. That's all I got for now. See you guys in another video later. Stay safe and stay based.